Mr. Chair.
Yes, the Honorable Del Rosario.
I forgot, Mr. Chair, I apologize to Councilor Rosales. Yung proposed ordinance niya pala, Mr. Chair, is already endorsed by the committee. So, siguro may, for the record lang, na committee report na ito, na-approve na ito sa committee level para may record man ng plenary na approve na ito sa committee level. May mga additional lang kaya akong mga pig-input.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. The Honorable
Actually,
Rosales is
Mr. Chair,
recognized.
the committee at that time did not have any quorum. So that's why this position is for the plenary to decide whether to approve it already on second reading. But considering, Mr. Chair, that we still have so many matters left in our agenda, and I have still to present a graphical presentation so that there might be other questions which would already be answered if I present a more detailed presentation of the proposed ordinance. I shall defer further discussing the first item in this committee report and proceed to the next item. And I move that this proposed ordinance be included as part of the next session. Under unfinished business.
So that matter will be included in the next regular session under unfinished business.
The next item, Mr. Chair, is a letter dated October 20 of Mr. De Salva, providing copies of issued memorandum by the City Mayor constituting various committees and their actual duties and functions. May I proceed to the disposition, Madam Chair? Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
The committee resolved that since there is no legislative action needed, just take note of the letter by the acting city HRMO.
Okay, we take note of the matter.
The third item is the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Del Rosario, an ordinance institutionalizing a comprehensive Naga City volunteer program, constituting a volunteer council, providing funds thereof, and for other purposes. Since, Mr. Chair, I understand that the proponent is still waiting for the other comments from the offices concerned, and the proponent at that time was not available. We recommend to the plenary to defer discussion on the matter.
So the consideration of the matter was deferred.
The fourth item is a letter dated November 8 of Barangay Kagawad, Eduardo Blanca Flor, submitting their Barangay Tax Ordinance 2022. For the disposition, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
Actually, this disposition should be amended to read that the committee endorses to the plenary to return the Barangay Tax Ordinance. We denote that the said barangay ordinance be held in abeyance considering that December 5 to 9 as 3 seminar workshop to be conducted by the City Treasurer's Office in partnership with the Bureau of Local Government Finance for the formulation of the barangay tax ordinances of the 27 barangays. So the action of the SP should not be to defer the review, but to return the barangay tax ordinance with such note, Mr. Chair.
So the barangay tax ordinance of Barangay Tabuco is returned with the necessary notes as mentioned by the Honorable Rosales.
Okay. Tinago.
Tinago.
That ends my report, Mr. Chair.
Next item.
Ako?
Hindi ba ganito? Next ka. The report of the Committee on Youth and Sports Development jointly with the Committee on Laws, Ordinances and
The Honorable Mary Kylie Tripolca.
Reorganization. Ano? Development.
Your report is acknowledged.
Thank you. Kala ko nagmamadali na po kita. We had a quorum and 2 items for the Committee on Youth and Sports Development joint committee hearing with the Laws Ordinance Reorganization. First item, Mr. Chair, proposed ordinance authored by your representation entitled An Ordinance Creating the Naga City Sports Development Council, providing for its composition, functions, and appropriating funds therefore. May I proceed with the disposition, Mr. Chair?
Please proceed.
On motion of Honorable Abonal Gomez, seconded by Honorable Beltran and Honorable Benafe, the committee resolved to pass an ordinance creating the Naga City Sports Development Council, providing for its composition, functions, and appropriating funds therefore.
Any second to the motion? Seconded by Honorable Benafe, Honorable Rosales. Any objection? Honorable Del Rosario. Hearing none, the same is approved.
Objection?
Yes, the Honorable Del Castillo.
Ordinance was previously vetoed
Veto.
by the mayor.
I know
So,
po, this is another ordinance. This is a different ordinance.
Okay.
Apo, different.
So, different time, different ordinance pala ang figure.
Yes,
Thank you,
po.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I proceed with the next item?
Please proceed.
Proposed ordinance authored by your representation entitled An Ordinance Establishing a System for the Annual Naga Inter-Barangay Sports Fest with Guidelines and Penalties and Appropriating Funds therefore. May I proceed with the disposition?
Please proceed.
After lengthy and careful deliberation on the matter on motion of Honorable Abonal Gomez, the committee resolved to recommend to the SP to reiterate the recommendation of Honorable Del Rosario to review all existing EOs of the city mayor and to do the necessary revision. In the meantime, let this matter be deferred pending the consideration of the existing EOs. At this point, Honorable Benafe, relinquish the chair. Ay, na pala. Okay na po.
So this matter is deferred.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Tripulca. Next item, please.
The report of the joint committee hearing of the Committees on Laws, Ordinances, and Reorganization and Youth and Sports Development.
Okay, the Honorable Rosales.
A request acknowledgement, Mr. Chair.
The report is acknowledged.
There was no quorum, so may I also move that the plenary be converted as a committee of the whole.
The plenary is converted into a plenary of the whole.
Only one item was taken up, Mr. Chair, the proposed ordinance authored by the my counterpart, the 13th Sangguniang, Honorable Tricia May Morata and Honorable Maria Flor Barde, sponsored by this representation, the Honorable Tripulca and Honorable Del Rosario, entitled An Ordinance Adjusting the Commencement of the Youth Officials Program in accordance with the revised academic calendar, amending therefore Section 22(7) of Ordinance number 2012-035 or the Naga City Youth Code. May I present this proposed ordinance, Mr. Chair, for final disposition to of the plenary.
Please proceed.
Is it available? Ang rason man lang po kang proposed measure, Mr. Chair, is in the Naga City Youth Code, it is specifically provided that the Naga City Youth Officials Program shall commence at around April, then May, 45 days, specifically provided in Section 22-7 of Ordinance 2012-035. This proposed ordinance is seeking to amend that section to adjust to the revised academic calendar, because at present, the school year already begins at August, no longer in June. So this proposed ordinance, Section 1 thereof, okay, pababa na lang, pataas na lang po. Ayan po. Ayan po. So instead of April to May, the commencement will be of the City Youth Officials Program is June 15 to July 31 each year. So that will be 45 days. Bako na po itong dati because previously, as experienced by our recent City Youth Official counterparts, nagtatrabaho po sa digdi, nagkakrelasi po sinda. So medyo nasakitan po sinda katong i-balance si pagklase ninda. And they hindi masyadong na-enjoy or they hindi masyadong na-maximize si opportunities provided kang internship program kang City Youth Officials. So that's why they themselves have requested for the adjustment, to which this representation, the other members of the Sangguniang, is sponsoring. So, yan po. Shall commence every 15th day of June, okay, and shall expire on the 14th day of June. Okay. So 1 year man po giraray, kaya lang, si 45 days internship program is from June 15 to July 31. So the next, pababa po. Provided further that when circumstances warrant, such as the further adjustment in the academic calendar, or to give way to other city government priorities, the Executive Committee may motu proprio adjust the date of commencement herein mentioned, but only to such extent that the 45-day internship period will still be within the declared school break as provided in the academic calendar. So yan man lang po, Mr. Chair, and I so move for its approval on second reading.
Any second to the motion made by the Honorable Sales? Second by Honorable Del Rosario, Honorable Abunal Gomez, Honorable Beltran Benape. Any objection? Hearing none, the same is approved. Next item, please.
The proposed ordinance of Honorable Jose B. Perez naming certain unnamed streets in Barangay Kararayan.
The proponent is recognized, the Honorable Jose Perez.
Actually, the proposed ordinance has been deliberated exhaustively in the committee level and submitted before the plenary, at which point some members of the committee made some suggestions such that I have to revise the original ordinance and as per suggestions forwarded. For example, the identification, exact identification of the streets to be named as such. That's why I am resubmitting the edited version for the disposition of this August body. Although I would welcome that this revised edition be reverted back to the committee so that I would have time to also furnish it to the Barangay Council of Kararayan to make sure that such identification and such locations are correct.
So the request of the proponent is to
Submit it back to
refer back to the proponent for further.
the revised copy to the Barangay Council of Kararayan.
So we furnish the Barangay Council of Barangay Kararayan a copy of this
Yes, Mr. Chair, for their comment, Mr.
for their
Chairman,
comments.
before I submit it again to the plenary for final disposition.
Okay, noted. The Honorable Del Rosario is recognized.
Question to the proponent. Pigiling ko, Sir Joe, detalyado ang mga pangaran. Was this previously conferred with the barangay?
Yes.
Kasi kung di naman kayo po ibalik ta sa barangay, i-approve ta na ninyo yan.
Dahil, gusto ko lang pa siguro yan, yan, location, yan mga segments kan ko yan, Arucan, which starts from
Cuedos.
Campex Hardware up to the residence of Mr. Pedro del Castillo.
Okay.
Si mga-
Kasi ang pig-resubmit man lang sa kuya, si sign daman na resolution.
Mr. Chair, we
Yes,
just-
the Honorable
in
De
a
Rosario.
in a different form and a different text. Kaya with this new revised copy, I would like it for them to examine it the way it is presented in my ordinance.
Kasi, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, kung pareho man lang si date ang nakuha, might as well, pero if that's a pleasure of the author, then okay man.
Well, I still believe that sindamang giragay ang may last say kang final copy. So
Okay,
that,
the Honorable Del Castillo is recognized.
I think Councilor Badi has something also to say.
Yes, Honorable Del Castillo.
Agree with the Honorable Perez, Mr. Chair, that we return this. We return this to the committee because I noticed that Arucan sa section sa letter B, zone 1B, nakabugtak lang, bako yan atuli yan.
Yes.
And it should carry the full name of the former punong barangay.
Okay.
Rogelio Atuli yan. Yan sunod, Pasyon, Pedro Pasyon yan. Dapat, dakol kaya may apelyido na araw kayan, so dapat pati si pangaran kan si tao, I think, should be incorporated in the ordinance.
Yes, that's why the request of the Honorable
That's
Perez
why-
is to furnish the copy to the Barangay Council for their comments.
Although the fact is, arog talaga kan si pigsabit ninda, Passion Street lang. Iyo, halip man lang yan sa inda.
Pero
Dai full itong name except for punong barangay Del Castillo. Yun lang to ang full. The rest, siguro, ang street bagay, minsan for brevity, ito lang apelyido ang linalaag. Kaya that's why I want the barangay council to have the last say on this. If they're comfortable with this or mag-rethink sinda kang sa tuyang suggestion ni Councilor Del Castillo na kung pwede si full name na lugod
Yes.
nila.
Suggestion ko, Mr. Chair, kaya mas marina ibalik sa committee dahil dakol may apelyidong Arucayan. So dapat identified kisay na tao yan pig pangaran. So Arucayan, pig sampul ko yan number 1, bako yan Apuli, kundi Rogelio Atuli, former punong barangay kang Kararayan. The same as yan Pasyon, that's Pedro Pasyon, the first Barrio Lieutenant of Kararayan. Iyan man Irlanda, it should be Jesus Irlanda, former punong barangay. Sa baka kung sabihin isa na Irlanda yan.
si Joel.
Yeah, Joel. So that's my point, Mr. Chair. That's why I agree with the Honorable Perez. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. The Honorable Del Rosario is
Yes,
recognized.
tubod ako, Mr. Chair, na dapat, pero sa note kang pagbalik ta sa Sangguniang Barangay, ibugtak naman si observation ta, na kumplituhon ninda, for example, yan number 5, Apin Street. Baka Christine Apin yan, kumplituhon ninda. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So, the Secretary to the Sangguniang Panlungsod is so instructed to furnish a copy to the Barangay Council with the corresponding notes mentioned by the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. Next item, please.
The letter dated November 29, 2022 of Mr. Elmer Santo Domingo, NCPC Chairperson, submitting their comments and recommendations to the proposed ordinance of Honorable Del Rosario and Peñaflor on Community Wi-Fi Program.
This is pending with the Committee on Information Technology. Next item,
The
please.
letter dated November 28 of Mr. Willie Prilles, submitting his comments and recommendation on the proposed Energy Efficiency and Conservation Ordinance of Honorable Rosales.
Committee on Environment and Energy. Next item, please.
The proposed ordinance of Honorable Joselito S. A. Del Rosario, enjoining all business establishments and local transport groups to adopt QRPH digital payments in line with the PALEN QRPH program for third and final reading.
Okay, the proponent, the Honorable Joselito Del Rosario, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Together with Councilor Perez, I move that we approve the proposed ordinance enjoining all business establishments and local transport groups in Naga City to adopt QRPH digital payments in line with the Paleng QR program on third and final reading. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the approval of the ordinance enjoining all business establishments and local transport groups in Naga City to adopt QRPH digital payments in line with the Paleng QRPH program. Any second to the motion? Second by Honorable Beltran Perez. Any objection? Hearing none, the same is approved. Next item,
The
please.
proposed ordinance of Honorable Joselito S. A. Del Rosario, establishing an educational assistance program under the ESO to assist indigent students in completing tertiary education for third and final reading.
The Honorable Del Rosario is recognized.
I move that we approve, Mr. Chair, the proposed ordinance establishing an educational assistance program under the Education, Sports, and Scholarship Office, ESO, to assist indigent students in completing tertiary education on third and final reading. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion for the passage of an ordinance establishing an educational assistance program under the Education, Sports, and Scholarship Office to assist indigent students in completing tertiary education. Any second? Second by Honorable Benaflor, Ranyola, and Honorable Beltran. An objection? Hearing none, the same is approved. Next item, please.
The letter dated December 2, 2022 of the Honorable City Mayor requesting for authority to charge against the current appropriation of ESO the unpaid obligation relative to the conduct of the 2021 Bali Prep Volleyball Club Championship amounting to 412,400 pesos.
Appro.
The
Next item.
transmittal dated September 2, 2022 from the Trimobile Task Force containing the list of e-trike and Trimobile franchise for
Transport.
cancellation. The letter dated December 1, 2022 of Mr. Rene Gomba submitting consolidated data in reference to the implementation of Section 6 of Ordinance Number 2022-071.
Transport. Next item.
The letter dated November 24 of Ms. Bien Christine Peña Serrada Pervera, attorney for audit team leader, in response to Sangguniang query through the Secretary informing that as long as the nature of high-yield savings account, special savings deposit would not be tantamount to maintenance of time deposit account, which requires existence of idle funds per COA Circular Number 92-382, her office is not aware of any rules, regulations, or guidelines prohibiting maintenance of such savings account.
The Honorable Del Castillo is recognized.
That we furnish the Office of the Mayor together with the Office of the Treasurer so that they will know that placement for high-yield savings account is not prohibited as contrary to what they have manifested before us that it's against auditing regulation. Here is the clarification. So, dapat maaraman na daiman bawal. May misrepresentation naman sa previous letter sa tuya na bigsasabi nila bawal da. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. Honorable Del Rosario is recognized.
Yes, I share the sentiment of I could recall, Mrs. Chair, that they were emphatic in saying na ining mga accounts na kaya kita man big aktoran si man taman si manifestation ninda sa committee level saka sa plenary. As a matter of fact, pinapunta nga sinda. And with this clarification kang COA, siguro next time maging guidance na ninda ini, Mr. Chair.
So the SP Secretary is directed to furnish a copy to the Office of the City Mayor, City Treasurers, and the City Accountant Office. Next item, please.
The proposed ordinance of Honorable Melvin Ramon G. Benafe seeking amendment of Section 1 of Ordinance Number 2022-071 by increasing the authorized passenger capacity of e-trike from 4 to 6 passengers.
The proponent, the Honorable Benafe, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This item has been presented earlier in the plenary, and there was no objection in the proposed ordinance. May I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that the Sangguniang Panlungsod pass this ordinance on this third reading. Mr. Chair.
There is a motion for the passage of an ordinance increasing the passenger capacity of e-trike from 4 to 6. And a second by Honorable Del Rosario.
Thank you.
Any
Mr.
objection? Hearing none, the same is approved. Next item, please.
A copy of certificate of availability of appropriation and of funds signed by the acting city treasurer and the city budget officer with respect to the request of the city mayor for authority to charge against the current appropriation for maintenance and other operating expenses, certain payables incurred in the previous year.
Appro. Next item.
The letter dated November 23 of Mr. Alvin J. Recto, acting caretaker, Naga City Public Cemetery, submitting his recommendations to improve and maintain the highest standard of burial services at
City
the Naga
properties.
City.
Next item.
New business. The letter dated November 21 and 22 of Ms. Agnes Gragasin, Assistant School Director, Minds That Matter, informing of the awards received by certain students for outstanding performance in the international academic competitions they joined, and requesting for recognition.
Okay, we request the SP Secretariat to prepare the necessary and to screen, and if warranted, prepare the necessary resolution. Next item.
The letter dated November 22, 2022 of Ms. Yolanda Oliveros, new franchise grantee through Ordinance Number 2021-109, seeking for possible remedy on his clearance problem.
Transport. Next
The letter
item.
dated November 28 of Ms. Hazel Rose Sumpay, Division National Employees Union Chapter President, DepEd, seeking financial assistance
Appro.
for the letter dated November 21 from Punong Barangay Jose T. Peñas of Del Rosario, transmitting Barangay Revenue Code Ordinance 2018-06.
Yes, the Honorable Del Castillo is recognized.
Yung man sa nakitang pundo, we might as well deny this outright para dahil na mag-asa.
Okay. The SP Secretary to the SP is directed to, or we shall, the letter is addressed to Honorable Del Rosario. So we ask the SP Secretary to inform the
Kung mayo man sa nakitang
requesting
pwedeng
party
itaon,
that
ito na
we have
bata.
no funds for that.
Dahil mayo man maski mayor's office. Mayo.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, Honorable Del Rosario. Okay, we just advise them that we have no longer funds for this through the Secretary to the SP. Next item, please.
The letter from Punong Barangay Jose T. Peñas, submitting the Barangay Revenue
LO.
Code 20. The proposed ordinance of Honorable Hilje Rosales is strengthening the Manpower Skills Training Center under the Metro Peso, instituting its
LO.
mandate to implement. The endorsement dated November 22 from the Head Trimobile Task Force endorsing the 4 applications.
Transport.
The undated letter of Ms. Modelet Briones, Acting Branch Head, Producer Savings Bank, Magsaysay Branch, offering salary loan to permanent employees and elected officials.
We furnish copy the Nasilgea.
The letter dated November 14 of Mr. Arthur Arcaido of Sabang, requesting for
Transport.
transfer of Trimobile. The letter dated November 24 of the Honorable City Mayor requesting for an ordinance renaming Pakul Elementary School to Loreto Manubay Elementary School.
Education.
The proposed ordinance of Honorable Jose B. Perez declaring the Naga City Public Cemetery in Barangay Concepcion, Pequeña as a local historical site.
Culture and the arts.
The
Next item.
endorsement dated November 25 from the Honorable City Mayor endorsing the deed of donation between the city and the Cooperative Development Authority requesting for authority.
The Honorable De Los Santos is recognized.
I-transfer.
transfer.
I may request the Chair of Committee on Rules that we transfer this under SBO, then we grant authority to the Mayor subject to ratification.
There's a request by the Honorable De Losario to transfer this matter to under SBO. The Chair of the Committee on Rules.
But with regard to the property to be donated, saan na property duman? Because I believe in the approved development plan, it is not included. This matter is not included. So we might as well look first on the approved development plan so that we will know whether there is still an available space for this.
In my drawing, poros lang coordinates. Ayan, CDA.
Yes. We must remember, Mr. Chair, that we have an approved development plan in the area. So if there are any changes to that development plan, it should be presented to the Sangguniang for amendment of the development plan before we can
Grant authority.
authorize the donation.
So we refer this to the committee.
Yes, maybe we should refer this first to the Committee on City Properties.
Okay, Committee on City Properties. Next item, please.
The endorsement dated November 25, 2022 from the City Budget Officer forwarding the annual budget.
Next item.
The endorsement from the Budget Officer forwarding the annual
Apro.
budget of SK of Sabang.
Next item.
The letter from Kasureko 2 giving notice of their intent to apply with the Energy Regulatory Commission for approval of adjustment in rates pursuant to tariff glide path rules.
We take note of this matter and we furnish copy, refer to the Committee on Public Utilities. Next item.
The letter dated November 8 of Mr. Ray Hernandez, Provincial President, Bicol Association of Sangguniang Secretaries, seeking financial assistance as a sponsor in the Regional Assembly on December 1 to 3, 2022.
This is already moot and academic considering the event is December 1 to 3. So we just take note. Next item.
The letter dated December 2, 2022 from the Honorable City Mayor requesting for an ordinance authorizing the charging against the current appropriation of ESO, the amount of 21,750 pesos for purchase of grocery items.
Apro. Next item, please.
Apro, sir?
Apro.
The letter from the Liga President, the Honorable Maria Corazon Peñaflor, requesting for inclusion in today's session the unpaid obligations of the Liga office.
Apro.
Other matters, the ILG advisory dated November 21, an invitation to the Disaster and Climate Emergency Conference for legislators on December 14 to 16 at Rizal Park Hotel, Manila.
Okay, we take note of the... yes, Honorable De Losario.
Yung Philippine Councilors League, Mr. Chair, instead of us participating doon sa Clark, this December 13 to 15, I think. Hindi na lang kita ma-participate sa local. So, very limited man ang gastos na ma-join kita as initially agreed during sa meeting taduan sa Manila. Kaya siguro, Mr. Chair, si interesado igding mag-attend. Importante ni, saka very timely ining kwenan ni. Oo. Welcome po anybody sa mga pag-iriba na willing magpagibo siguro, Mr. Chair, ning travel authority na.
Okay, we take note na si mga gusto mag-attend dyan can do so. Next item.
The status report of various infra projects for the month of November implemented by the DPWH and the list of projects to be implemented in the city.
We take note of the noted. Next item.
Earlier, Mr. Chair, we deferred the proposed guidelines in the award of resolutions and
Next.
congratulations. Next session. Unfinished business.
May
Mr. kuya naman ni sa to, 2 weeks naman ni sa email ta, kung mayo naman lang ning on joint and collective motion, I move that we approve this the same.
the Honorable De Perez is raising his hand.
I would like to suggest that that qualifications for the national and international academic competition be separated in such a way that na kung top award lang sa national, I think we can include at least top 3 for international academic competitions. Aram na mas masakit ang international competitions, and placing in the top 3 would be a great honor already.
We're talking here of Section 3 sa guidelines. Yes. So, Councilor Perez is suggesting yung item number 1. Tama ba ako, Councilor Joe?
Item number 1 be, and number 2.
Number 1 and 2, top award. So, top 3 awards.
Top 3 sa international.
Top 3 in the international competitions.
Sa national, top award lang.
Sa national, only the top award. Okay.
The Honorable Gomez is recognized.
Mr. Chair, also remember there was a suggestion to check on the legitimacy of the award-giving body.
So what is the concern regarding that?
To be also added in the guidelines. But I am not sure who checks on that, who does the process of checking on the legitimacy of the award-giving body.
Okay, the query is who will check on the legitimacy of the awards and also how many days is given.
Yes.
Yes, the Honorable De Rosario is recognized.
I'm taking the cudgel, Mr. Chair. Now, in Section 5, there was a mention there, it shall be the responsibility of the proponent, meaning yung Sangguniang Panlungsod member who sponsors, to ensure the veracity and the authenticity of the information provided. If the information is volunteered, it shall be accompanied by supporting documents and references. I think those statements will suffice, Mr. Chair.
Yes. It's
And,
clearly stated on Section 5.
Doon sa yung first item na mention ni Councilor Gale. Ano yung first item, ma'am? Yun na ito. Okay. So, that answer, siguro, Mr. Chair, if Councilor Abunal Gomez is satisfied with yung Section 5. Okay.
Thank you. The Chair recognizes the Honorable Tripulca.
Your Chair, I have a different proposition. Please go to the qualifications provision. For number 1 and number 2 to be at par with number 4. Number 4 pertains to beauty pageants. I suggest that we also stick to top 5 awardees because to give equal weight to the competitions po. Yan. 1 and 2, top 5 also. Kasi to give equal weight po to the beauty pageants. Kasi this might be academic competitions. These are academic and sports competitions that I think are of equal weight as to the beauty pageants.
So earlier, the Honorable Perez mentioned that he prefers top 3 in the national international competition. Okay. The Honorable Perez is proposing that only the top 1 awardee in the national and top 3 in the international competitions. But the Honorable Tripulca is proposing to make it top 5 in the same manner that the national international beauty pageants recognizes top 5 awardees. Yes, please proceed.
Sa paghiling ko, iba man ang academic awards sa sports awards sa beauty pageant. So usually, ang beauty pageant, may set yan na 1 to 5. Kaya sa 1 to 5, pwedeng qualify ng tawaning honor. What I'm trying to say is, usually, traditionally, sa sports, saka sa academic, top 3 lang ang tinataning ko yan, ng prominence. Whereas sa beauty pageant, usually, a set of 5 yan. Ang apod ko yan, itong the beauty queen and her escort. Itong 1, 2, 3, itong first placer, second placer, third, and fourth. Kaya dahil man dapat sigurong ipareho ang beauty pageant sa national and international academic and sports awards.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Perez. The Honorable Tripulca is recognized.
Mr. Chair, that it would differ. For instance po, in a debate competition, may it be national or international, top 10 po ang kinukuha dyan because if there's a tie, top 1, sa top 1 place, yung count niyan is, yung sunod is third place na. Opo. So, it would really differ. Kaya to give, siguro, siguro, yung lang, para may range po. Kasi minsan talaga iba-iba siya. Tapos, if ever naman po, gold, silver, and bronze, di okay na yon third place. But sometimes po talaga, igwaning top 5 na kinukuha. Minsan even top 10.
Yes, the Honorable De Rosario is recognized.
So there is really no opposition to that provision. Tama ba ang interpretation ko, Councilor Tripulca?
Ang gusto ni Honorable Tripulca is bako lang siyang si first place.
Oo.
Baka pwedeng top 3 in national and international.
Yan sa item number, we're talking of item number 4.
Number 4.
Sa manifestation kay ni Councilor Tripulca Subago, sinasabi niya na kasi pig-adjust na itong number 1 and number 2, i-adjust naman ining number 4. Na iba man ang nature kaning number 4 eh. Iba man ining beauty contest, iba man ning mga academic competitions. So
number 4,
day mo man pwedeng ipareho ang level kang academic preparation.
ang number 4 okay sa iya. Ang request lang ni Honorable Tripulca kung pwedeng yung sa top award sa national and international academic sports, gibon siyang hanggang top 5 instead of just top 1.
Ano man lang, Mr. Chair,
Pwede
kasi
siguro top 3.
kaya nga ni, we're passing a resolution or this ordinance para mag-set kita ning bar kato mga tinataan ng commendation. Kasi nga ni, kita nakaka-observe na kita na yung sa dami ng commendations we really need to have or to come up with a very clear guidelines na nga rin yun yung papadarata sa kabus na eskwelahan eh. So, malinaw man, Mrs. Chair, yung number 2 as being, kung may question sa dyan, Mrs. Chair, siguro we divide the House.
Okay, the Honorable Perez is recognized.
Mayo kong opposition sa number 4. Pero dahil naman ko dapat
And number 4, baka one question.
Baka, I'm not referring to Councilor Perez, Mr. Councilor Tripulca.
Yes. I have no opposition to number 4. Pero dahil naman po pakialaman ng number 1 and number 2. Kasi nga sabi ko, iba man. ang academic awards usually, ang pagbilang kayan, gold, silver, bronze.
So, okay kita dyan sa top
Ayaw
3.
naman yung ikapat dyan sa
Top three.
ikalima. Kaya sabi ko, kung pwede ang international academic competition, gibuhon tulo.
Oh, top 3 awardees.
Top 3. Pero itong sa national, medyo kuyan man, talagang mas sikat ka pag gold ang nakuha mo, saro lang.
So, is the body amenable to the proposition na
Besides-
national competitions?
Besides, that is the original idea.
Yes.
Saro lang ang top award.
Ah.
Kundi nagtawad ako sa international dahil mas masakit mamaga, saka masalawig ang exposure, ay mas nakula ang coverage. So I suggested na gibuon ng tulo.
So, everyone agrees na sa
Yes, Mr. Chair. As a
National
matter of
and
fact,
international.
this representation expressed openness dyan sa pigsabi ni Councilor Perez, top award in national and the top 3 awards in international academic competition. So, yun lang ang magiging amendment
So,
dyan.
we will amend that sa top 3 international.
Yan. Section 3, number 1. Yun lang yan. Top award in national and top 3 in international academic competitions. Tama ba, Councilor? Okay.
How about in international sports competition?
Human, the same. Top award in national and the top 3 in international sports competitions.
We all, everyone agrees to that. Any objection? Yes, the Honorable Tripulca.
My stance.
So if she is sustaining her objection, Mr. Chair, we divide the House with her objection being filed earlier and this representation as yung big request ng plenary to sponsor. So I move that we divide the House as far as that item is concerned.
Okay, there is a motion by... Yes, Honorable Tripulca.
Just to clarify po, for the international na lang competitions, both for academic and sports competition.
Yes,
yung
that
ano ko.
item number 1 and
Yung
number 2.
reservation ko po.
Yes, so you are opposing the proposals that only top 1 for the national and top 3 for international.
Okay na po ako dyan sa national. Dyan lang po sa international academic and sports competitions as what I have said a while ago kasi there's an instance where top 10 po yung kinukuha like in debate competitions, may it be international or national. So doon na lang po yung reservation ko. I am now okay with nationals tapos dyan sa beauty pageants. Okay na po yan.
Yes, Honorable De Rosario.
We divide the House. Mr. Chair.
So there's a motion by the Honorable Del Rosario and the Honorable Perez that for the international academic and sports competition, only the top 3 awardees will be recognized. Any second to the motion? There's second by Honorable Del Castillo. Any objection? One objection by Honorable Tripulca. So items number 1 and 2 will be amended with 3 awardees for the international academic and sports competitions.
There's an objection. We divide the House.
Okay, we divide the House. Who are in favor of the motion to make it 3 for the international competitions?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Against?
1.
1. The vote 10-1. So the same is that one is approved. Yes, Honorable De Rosario.
So with that, Mr. Chair, I tin pakibaba tabitin yung main title. So we approve on third and final reading the ordinance setting guidelines in the award of resolutions of congratulations and or commendations of the Sangguniang Panlungsod of the City of Naga.
There's a motion for the passage of an ordinance setting guidelines in the award of resolution of congratulations and recommendations of the Sangguniang Panlungsod of the City of Naga. Any second? Any objection? Hearing none, the same is approved. Next item, please.
Nominal voting.
Honorable Del Castillo.
All resolutions and ordinances to nominal voting and move for its approval.
Any second? Second by many.
Move to
Same
adjourn,
approved.
Mr. Chair.
Session is adjourned at 2:40 p.m.